Hey yo pineapples, welcome. My name is Ned Sheeran and today I'm bringing to you the first video of 2021. I can't believe it's 2021 already. It just feels like the last year's just slowed down and flown by as well. So I've been getting a lot of requests for a combo video for my Magistus Shaddoll list. Quite a few of them request this video. So I've got 3 different combos to show you for this particular list. The first one is your basic, as you can see here, it's just a basic Shaddoll majority hand combo that I can do that you can do with the deck. It ends on Cross Sheep, the Link Monster construct, and then 3 back row, which played correctly is enough to not only stop your opponent from playing, but also continue your plays for next turn. It's a really good combo. The second one involves a Magistus monster plus fusion spell and a Shaddoll monster, specifically either Windy or Squamata. And the last one is the full extra awesome board that I like to make with this particular deck as well. So I'll get straight into the straight into the combo video, as a matter of fact. So as I said, this is the first one. Now, apologies also firstly for the stand in the way of the lighting. Unfortunately, my other stand doesn't reach the height that I need off the desk in order to create these sort of combo tutorials, so that's why you see the leg here, but it's just unfortunate. So without further ado, I'll get straight into it. So the first one is just your simple cookie cutter, 2 monsters plus 3 back row end board. So I'll show you how it's done. This is the bare minimum of what you need. You can also do this combo with any fusion spell. It's preferred to use a Shaddoll fusion spell, that way you can add it back off the construct during the combo. It's also preferred to use this one because it's a quick play. You can also set it as another copy, another form of disruption during your opponent's turn. Trick Clown, you could also use Damage Juggler. I prefer just the Trick. It doesn't matter which one. The Damage Juggler gets you the extra piece to normal summon to go further into Appaloosa. And then Wendy could also be either her or Squamata for this combo. So I'll get straight into it. So you start out by fusion summoning, by El Shaddoll fusing the Wendy and the Trick Clown for bay number 1. Trick in order. That way you don't get Ash. Unfortunately, Imperm is the thing. You go Chainlink 1, Construct, Chainlink 2, Wendy, Chainlink 3, Trick Clown, target itself. Although I have realized that Ghost Bell seems to be an uptick in the current meta, but I'll get into that later. So Trick Clown summons itself. You do take 1,000 points of damage, which is not too much of a hassle. You then summon Aerial face down, and then you send the Shaddoll Incarnation to the graveyard. I'm sure to a lot of you this combo isn't that exciting, but it's one of my personal favorite combos. You then link the Trick Clown and the Construct for the Cross Sheep. Please don't forget to add back the El Shaddoll fusion with the Construct when it's sent to the graveyard. You then banish the Shaddoll Incarnation and the Construct to flip up a Shaddoll monster. Aerial summons back Construct, and Cross Sheep will activate. So you'll summon back specifically whatever Shaddoll monster you sent to the graveyard first. In this case, it's Wendy. And then you send the Shaddoll Schism to the graveyard. You then link the Aerial and the Wendy into your Shaddoll Construct. Shaddoll Construct ability will activate, fusing itself plus the El Shaddoll Construct to make another El Shaddoll Construct. The Construct on field will be Chainlink 1, the Construct in grave will be Chainlink 2 to add back the Schism, and then sending your other copy of Shaddoll Incarnation to the graveyard. The graveyard effect of Construct will activate. It's not a cost to send to the graveyard, so you can tribute off this copy of Construct or any other card in your hand if you really wish to summon back the Construct to the field, and then El Shaddoll will add back the Shaddoll Incarnation. You will set 3 and pass your turn. So that's your pretty standard board for this list. It literally requires a light monster, preferably Damage Juggler or Trick Clown, and a Shaddoll monster in regards to Shaddoll, Windy, or Squamata. So that is combo number 1 for this deck, and I'll get into combo number 2. If there's any sort of combos that you can see that I can probably push for in this particular list, I would like to hear your thoughts about it as well. So for combo number 2, it requires either Squamata or Wendy, a fusion spell, again, preferably the El Shaddoll fusion because it's a form of disruption, and Shaddoll fusion does unfortunately lose out there to that card, Ash Blossom. And then the Zorua, the Magistus of Flame. So this is your pretty sort of, it's probably got as much disruption as the first board. Maybe +1, but I'll go through it and see how we go. So we normal summon Zorua. We activate his ability targeting itself to equip a Magistus monster from the extra deck. In this case, it will be Artemis. Artemis will then trigger to search another copy of a Magistus monster in of Magistus of Vera to the hand. You're then going to activate El Shaddoll Fusion or whatever fusion spell you have in your hand to fuse the Vera and the Squamata for Construct. Bay was going to be 1 and then Squamata is going to be 2. It doesn't matter which way you do it. So you will do the Shaddoll Incarnation and the Wendy. The Wendy will summon Ariel face down. If you did open the Wendy, I advise you to send the Shaddoll Construct first and then the Shaddoll Incarnation, just because you will end up banishing this with its effect. So you need that level 4 spellcaster monster in your grave in order to do this specific combo. You're then going to link Zorua and Bay into Construct. No, you're not. Into Cross Sheet. Construct's ability is going to add back the El Shaddoll Fusion back to hand. Shaddoll Incarnation is going to banish itself, plus El Shaddoll Construct to flip up Ariel. Ariel will summon back Construct. Construct's ability will be Chain Link 1, and Cross Sheep's ability will be Chain Link 2. We will summon Zorua back to the field, and then we'll send Schism off to the graveyard. You're then going to link the Construct, the Cross Sheep, and the Ariel into Appaloosa Bow of the God, yes, which has 3 for 2400 attack points. Construct will add back the Schism to hand. You're then going to banish Magistus of Vera to target Magistus of Flame. Equip Artemis to it. Flame's going to trigger to summon a spellcaster monster from the hand or graveyard in defense position. Its effects are negated, however. And at this point, I have 2 options in this particular instance. I can either overlay them for Abyss Dweller, but 9 times out of 10, I will Synchro Summon them into Borreload Savage Dragon. And then Borreload Savage Dragon, equip the Cross Sheep, set Schism, and maybe El Shaddoll Fusion. Just depends what the other 2 cards in your hand are. But yeah, that is combo number 2 for this deck. It, again, requires 3 cards. And that's, again, this could be Abyss Dweller. It just probably depends on your matchup. I like playing Borreload Savage Dragon in this particular instance. Particularly Blind. Just that extra form of negate for a spell trap or monster effect is probably a bit more better. With Appaloosa at 3 counters at 2400 attack, there's not a great deal that your opponent can't actually beat over it in one day. They do have to, sacrifice a monster effect in order to do so. And on the off chance that they happen to go off with their special summoning players, you have the Schism to summon Wendy or Abcalone, depending on how bad your hand is. In that case, if you do summon Abcalone, you can set the El Shaddoll Fusion and then use, if you've used Savage's already negate effect, you can fuse the Abcalone plus the Savage Dragon to make the Wendy. So that's another form of disruption as well. And that's combo number 2. Again, not totally sort of unworthily broken, but it still does the job. I have found it does very well in very good in a lot of matchups that I've been playing online. So, as I said, that's combo number 2, and the third and final combo that I will show is the quote-unquote God board for the deck, which requires any spell card in hand, summon a monk, Shaddoll Squamata, and any Shaddoll or Wendy, and any Shaddoll Fusion spell, specifically Shaddoll Fusion spell, that way you can add it back for the combo. So I'll go through this combo, which is the quote-unquote God board for my deck. You normal summon the Summon Monk. Summon Monk will switch to defense, and then Summon Monk's ability will activate, sending the random spell card you have in your hand to the graveyard to summon Zorua from the deck. Zorua's effect's going to trigger to equip itself with an Artemis from the extra deck. You don't want to use the special summoning ability. Artemis effects will activate, adding Vera to hand. Unfortunately, these last boards do look hard lose to Nibiru, but apologies in advance. But it's a really good board nonetheless. You're going to activate El Shaddoll Fusion using Rilanoa and Squamata for my Bay, or Construct for those playing the home game. Construct and Squamata. Again, Squamata can be the Wendy, but I advise you to send the Squamata off of the Construct if you do. So we'll send the Wendy, we'll send the Shaddoll Incarnation, and then Wendy will summon the Aerial face down. Now, we are then going to use Summon a Monk plus Construct to make the cross sheet. Construct's ability will add back the El Shaddoll Fusion. Then Shaddoll Incarnation will banish itself to and the Construct to flip the Aerial face up. Aerial's effect will trigger to summon back the El Shaddoll Construct. Construct 1, cross sheet 2, so you will summon back the Summon Monk to the field, and then you will send Schism to the grave. So this is a good board so far. You also get a new summon. Because Summon a Monk was sent to the grave and revived, you can use its ability again, which is why sending the Shaddoll spell card is important for this combo instead of the Magistus spell card. So we're going to discard the spell card in hand to activate Summon a Monk's ability to summon ourselves another Magistus of Ver. Magistus of Ver's ability will add Magistus Invocation to our hand. You currently have 2 spell cards in grave, and I'll explain why. You're going to activate Magistus Invocation. Because you're fusion summoning for a Magistus fusion monster, you can use the monsters in your spell and trap card zone as fusions as well. So we're going to fuse Artemis and Rilanoa for Iways. We are then going to use Zero Aura plus Cross Sheet for Selene. Selene's ability will gain counters equal to the number of spells in grave and on field. I currently have 3. And then her ability will then remove 3 counters to summon back a spellcaster from our graveyard, in this case, Zero Aura. We then use Construct plus Selene for Arpaloosa again, this time only with 2. Construct will add back the Schism to hand. And then this is where the cool bit comes into effect. Aerial plus any other level 4, in this case it will be my Summon a Monk, to make Abyss Dweller. You're going to activate Rilanoa's ability in the graveyard, targeting Zoro to equip Artemis, and then his ability will trigger, summoning back any level 4 spellcaster from the grave, and then you will Synchro Summon Zora and the level 4 monster for Savage. Savage then equips Selene for 3 counters, and you set the Schism. And that is the quote-unquote God board that I like to end on for this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is a really fun deck to play. I've been really enjoying this, and I've been really having fun to make this board and just not letting my opponent play for the following turn. So it's a lot of fun. Any tips, tricks, or queries about the combo, by all means, leave them in the comments below. I'll endeavor to read all those lovely things. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope your 2021 is a lot better than your 2020. So thank you ever so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, guys, take care of yourself. Peace.